I don't know why I did that. I have a meeting with Herman at 11:30, so I'm gonna have to leave at 11. Then I'm going to Columbia. Um, I'll be by myself today, so I gotta make sure I got enough energy to make it there, treat them, and make it back by myself. So we'll see how that goes today.
Well, that sounds scary, but I hope you'll be
Yeah,
all
well,
right.
yeah, well, it is what it is. I ain't gonna worry about that right now. I'll do it in the car. Um, but I'm just trying to get all my. I have done so much. I guess that's a crazy look in it. I was trying. There you go. There goes some more light.
When have
Um,
you done so little? Elle always does a lot.
yeah, but I think like now, like the how can I explain that? The change, like the way, before it was like I was creating a system. And so it was sounding like I was creating a system. And so my system, how I am, I'm like very thorough about anything. So I went through all the different stakeholders within the system to show how what their benefit could be, right? And so then I verified and went through all the different things and made all that possible. Hey, Tom. So now the system of sports, the industry of sports, I guess, now has a tool that addresses many of the chronic issues that they've had over the years. So it's, one of the big issues that they always have is overtraining. And another one is people not being able to play after they come back fully, play at their top capacity level. So there's all these different things that are chronic. And so what I actually ended up doing was figuring out what the why was behind all of or most of those things, and they all turned out to be one thing. And so it is capacity. Um, so they manage like availability and performance and um, just presence, really participation maybe, but they don't manage the capacity of the person, which is the skill set that people are willing to pay for them to play. Because available, and for the longest time we always said like availability is like the most important thing in sports. And of course I had to challenge that because it was not holding true every time. So what it is availability and capacity, because availability just means that you are able to play the sport. So you could just be able to play at like a amateur level, but that's still entertainment because people watch little kids play little league and all that kind of stuff all the time. But when you add capacity is the variable that's quantifiable and people will pay for, but they don't measure that.
No, fancy. Hey, Thomas, how's your day going?
Hey, well, going okay. So
Hooray. You sound like you're talking better. So, yay for that.
yeah, yeah, I talking better all the time. So it's still slow.
Okay. Well, as long as you get there.
Yeah,
Okay. So,
I've touched my nose, Jeff.
Good job.
all the things Els want for us. Okay, this is week 4 of our March session about revenue. So all March we're talking about online events that actually generate revenue, from one-off events to poly-channel revenue ecosystems. Woohoo! So this 4th week is geographic expansion, and let's see. So if you came in and saw the graphic, you know that the title is One Event, 10 Revenue Nodes, Building Global Satellite Hubs and Localized Revenue Pods. I Yeah, I think we talked about this a little bit already because this is the stuff Elle's been doing for like I think for like the past 2 years, maybe three now. But what we're covering is licensing, event formats to regional hosts, revenue share structures, local and global sponsor stacking, creating paid watch party ecosystems, turning distributed audience into revenue multipliers. And hopefully, our outcome is members draft a distributed revenue model for scaling beyond one location. Woohoo! Okay, so let me get my slides up. And I am still using Notebook LM because it's still my favorite right now. Okay, so week 4, one event, 10 revenue nods, building global satellite hubs and localized revenue pods. Project scope, scaling beyond a venue to design distributed revenue infrastructure. Wait, Al, have you done this before? Because I really think is what you've been doing for at least 3 years.
Okay, system alert. Revenue depends on physical capacity. One city, one audit. You went way too fast. I was reading it.
Oh, I'm sorry. let me put it back. Oops, wrong button.
It looks like the model you say that when people throw me in parade. Is that the one you're talking about? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay, making sure. Okay, the single location ceiling system alert. If your revenue depends on physical capacity, Elle was just talking about capacity, so she must have known. You have hit a structural limit: one city, one audience, one revenue cap. What is the maximum revenue your current event model allows? So I like to think virtual events will get you all around the world. But
Exactly.
I do like what Elle has done when she goes to visit those cities and they have a parade and that's filmed so I can join too. Is Elle, do you think that there's a ceiling for that? Or
No, I think that you have to. Well, you always going to have a ceiling because it's going to depend on your bandwidth and all that kind of stuff. But as far as if you take the technology limitations out, no, there's no ceiling. But there's always a ceiling.
Mhm.
Because you won't crash your system if you have too many people on, or like, or not unless you use some robust system, maybe like AirMeet, where they actually are hosting the viewers and they're actually rebroadcasting your content to the viewers. So, I mean, you just got to understand your tech stack and what you want to do, and then it's unlimited.
You hear that, Thomas? If you use AirMeet, you can be unlimited. Thomas, you got an opinion on this?
um, yeah, no. Um, it it's global reach. Um, I, you know, um, I, um, I am United States primarily, so but um, um, global reach. No, no. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and is it most of your stuff like really specialized in local, right?
yeah, right. So specialized in water utilities. Um, um, the United States entities, um, um, the regulatory structure and stuff that yeah. So,
Yeah, because all the rules are different for everywhere. Is that
yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And if we're not allowed to own the rights to water, why do they get to put regulations on it? But another time, Thomas, I saw some articles also. I got to get off topic when I'm talking to Thomas. I saw some articles where they're taking surface water and pumping it in so they can have more groundwater. And I'm thinking, will that work?
No.
Oh, well, Thomas say, well, I thought
I
you were
don't know.
saying,
That's
yeah.
a Thomas answer. I'm sorry, Thomas. I don't think it'll work, but I mean, because
I'm like, can
groundwater is
you
supposed
do
to be
that?
groundwater.
It works certain circumstances. So
I was thinking if it evaporated or just went away, wouldn't that surface water that they put in there go away?
now the injection wells, the water water pumps out, but injection wells pump in. So
Oh, okay.
so
I didn't think it was a pump. I just thought they made a channel somewhere and then that water would lead somewhere else. That's what I assumed.
well,
I didn't read the whole article.
yeah, 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 but the injection wells are um, uh, the most efficient. So
That sounds pretty cool though. I like the technology that's out there that I'm not even aware of, like
but
injection wells.
it's high cost. It's high cost. So
But still pretty spiffy. What are you gonna do? Not do it and then not have water? How are you gonna live without water?
in the West, yeah, in Tennessee, but in the West,
I think they just made up a number and put it on there. And it's like, hey, this is expensive.
yeah,
Move.
yeah, yeah, yeah. See, certain water, well, yeah, off track. So
I'll get off track with you, Thomas. Okay, back to pushing buttons. The single location ceiling. Have we read this one already? I didn't got off track. System alerts. Yeah, I think we did that one already. From streaming to structural scaling. Streaming globally. That's not the right way to say that. Doesn't equal scaling globally. I think I said it right that time. So streaming surface level and scaling foundational. Revenue sharing models, license host, defined operational systems, brand governance. And I think Elle had talked to us about governance like last Friday. Elle, all the things you're talking about is like coming through fruition.
Hey, that's a beautiful thing. It's confirmation, girl. Confirmation.
Yeah. Well, I tell you that you say things and they just show up. So I think that's how it happens. Okay. Are you expanding reach or expanding revenue? I thought it was so cool when we got to talk to people from Germany, Turkey, Singapore, England, all those places. But yeah, I don't think I was expanding revenue, but I did like that I get to talk to people from around the world. And when we talked to people from Australia, and I was like, hey, you're in the future. How is it there? Because they're a whole 12 hours ahead. I just thought that was cool. But, my graphic design teacher, my favorite graphic design teacher, Shane Howell, says, you got to describe cool. You can't just say cool. And I think revenue would be even better than the reach.
Okay, so to get revenue requires an extra step. You have to have something to sell to the people you're talking to.
Yep.
So you can't just be like, oh, it's nice to talk to you and not have something to offer.
yeah.
Yeah. I did not have anything to offer. Okay. Did anybody else want to get in on that? Elle, did you want to expand or you good? And I should
You
push more
need to have something to offer.
Yeah,
buttons.
that was my yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Thomas.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I had a community, but no. I am guessing. I am still guessing. I've been guessing for like 7 years straight.
Okay, we don't count as a community. What's the problem?
They didn't stay. They didn't pay for it. They moved
Well, just
on.
because, okay, well, having a community is different than monetizing a community. So this is the step that you're missing. If you want to monetize your community, you have to take the next step to do so. We already talked about this like a million times. And so,
I
you
usually get
know,
it by the fifth time, but it's been a while.
well, it's just you have to understand the monetization part of it, right? And you have to get ready for what that's going to look like. We are who we are, right? And if we need to do something different, then we need to talk about, like I was saying before, we all just kind of like need to talk about I would say talk about that offline and what that could look like and how we can support the system better. So that is a good conversation to have. You have to know and you have to decide how that happens. We can't decide that for you. And
Mm,
then once you decide how that happens, you have to follow through with it.
that makes sense. I'm catching on.
Okay.
Very slowly but surely I am catching on. Okay, the satellite hub model, licensed watch parties, network parties, corporate hosted group access, regional micro events, partnered host activations. Where could your event realistically launch 3 additional hubs within 12 months? Ooh, anybody?
What can we do? Let me see.
Where could
Yeah.
your event realistically launch 3 additional hubs within 12 months?
I think it depends on the event and it depends on the goal of the event. So
Mhm.
I don't know about, I think that the number of hubs and all that is kind of irrelevant. You got to start from a different position. You have to say, okay, what is my goal? Like, what do I want to get out of this? And what is it going to take? It could take, you can have an event and only have 5 people to attend because you only want one of them to be able to take advantage of what you're offering because it's very expensive and it's you're going to be able to commit to the time and the quality that's going to take to be able to deliver like your ultimate service versus having something that's like done for you or pre like or done, you do it yourself, right? A
Mhm.
do it yourself thing is just information that doesn't require you to be hands on or very involved or maybe like once a month checkup or something like that, but you are able to sell to a lot of people.
Mhm.
So you have to really decide what is it that you really really want out of your event, because you can do events all day and not make a dollar.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
So
and then you lose money
Yep.
because having an event costs money.
Yep.
yeah, that is true. So I was thinking, once you know who your target audience is, where they hang out, what are their pain points, what are your solutions to their pain points, I would like a regional micro event. I would like networking parties. I would like corporate access. So, and if I could partner with somebody to do those activations, I think that would be a really nice event. No. So the regional micro events, like what if we met at a tropical grill? What if we had some of those corporate groups meet in one of their conference rooms or something? What if we took that corporate group, had a meeting at Tropical Grill or something like that for networking parties? What if we got that hosted or some activations presented by Tropical Grill or something like that? That's what I was thinking. And if I wanted to license this out to Tropical Grill, I'm just saying Tropical Grill because I like
You
them.
hungry? Because you
Yeah,
hungry?
and I really like them. Those smash burgers are great. But yeah, what if we license this to Tropical Grill for them to keep that going?
Okay, nothing against Tropical Grill, and this is so off topic, but you could do that for sure, and that would be totally cool because I think they would probably like that. But I am so afraid to eat hamburger right now.
Because you don't know if it's a real cow or not, or somebody just made it.
Or if it's a
Yeah.
person.
No, Soylent Green is people.
Yeah,
I
Soylent Green.
know.
Yep. Oh, again, off topic. Eric had
Well.
got some steaks. He got some steaks. He likes to soak his meat in vinegar and then rinse them off. But after he soaked them in vinegar, it fell apart. And he says, I don't
Oh.
think this is meat. And he threw it away. Because
I would have took it back
we
to
didn't
the
know.
store. I'd have
Well,
took it back to the store.
straight to the farm. So
I wish. We don't have any farms. I mean, we might have a few, but we don't have enough farms. I thought South Carolina would be full of farms, and you see
We
them.
still have farms. I mean, we don't
But they're-
drive by and see cows on the side of the road anymore. But he did say we might need to join our cattle association so we can have a
Yeah.
real cow.
half a beef.
Do we have one?
Half a beef last lifetime. Half a hog or a full hog and stuff, and I was I yeah, so
Yeah. So we might actually have to reach out to them because we
Yeah.
don't know what's real anymore.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh.
yeah, so half a hog and whole beef and stuff, and I my yeah. So
Are you going to say you're a part of those associations and you have like a deep freezer for those things?
yeah, two deep freezers. So and yeah, so I buy from my neighbors. So
Nice.
so
It's good to
yeah.
have friends.
Yeah.
Oh, one more off subject. My great aunt used to live in an apartment and she had like 2 deep freezers, and the maintenance man would come in while she's at work to clean out her deep freezer. She was so mad, but yeah, they did it every time.
Yeah.
She thought she was smart and got like one of those locks to put on them, but they always broke it. Oh,
What?
yeah, she was so mad. She got robbed like at least once a month.
Yeah. So
Oh no, sir.
What were you
Oh,
going to
no,
say,
sir.
Thomas? It wasn't funny, but I'm laughing because it's one of my fun memories of her being mad at the maintenance man because she knew who was doing it.
Oh, they'd have got fired and probably shot.
What were you going to say, Thomas? No, I thought you were going to say something. It looked like you're looking for something now. Well, okay, I'm going back to pushing buttons then. Revenue share structures. Let's see, model for tiered regional pricing, market adjusted. So flat license fee, revenue percentage split, hybrid based, structured protex scalability. Maybe it's supposed to be projects. If it's an English word, I don't know it, but this could be Latin. Query: what would feel fair and profitable in a revenue share partnership?
It depends on what you put in.
Mm.
So
So,
if you paid all everything, then you get all of it. You know, if you or what or if they are like a marketing and they're getting or you know, it depends on what you put in. What you put in, you get out.
okay. So I recently have like a discovery call, and they were talking about they want it to be set up like a law firm partnership. They want you to bring clients into them, and they give you a percentage. And I'm thinking that's an affiliate program. Um,
Well,
but
affiliate programs are simply basically the same, just like everybody's doing
Okay.
what do you call those things? Direct marketing or multi-level marketing.
mhm,
All marketing is exactly the same. It just depends on how you frame it. Excuse me, because you're always getting your products or your information or your whatever from someone else if you're not the originator. So you're either the creator of the thing and you're at the bottom of the pyramid or the top of the pyramid, depending on how you set it up, and then or you are somewhere in the middle, regardless. So all business is pyramid, regardless. And then the affiliate marketing is just one of the layers in there, right? So it just depends on how you work it because you could become very rich from either one.
so this is what I think they were asking of me. They wanted me to do the before and the after of the event, and they handle the during. And then whatever people I brought in from what I do with the before, the promotion of it, and then the after of the repurposing, I would get a percentage from what happened during the event or whoever bought their program. So I
Well,
like flat fees. So,
yeah, I
and
was
I
gonna
did see
say,
that in this affiliate, and I was like, ah.
Yeah.
well, what you gonna say, Thomas?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like it depends on the level of work and what they want. It's like you can always do because you don't want to miss out on a potential upside, right? By
Yep.
just saying I only want a flat fee, because you could be doing work that's generating millions of dollars. That's like going to work for Kmart and saying, okay, I only want to be paid $7 an hour, but you ringing up $30,000 an hour. When you rather have a portion of the $30,000 an hour than $7 an hour just because it's guaranteed. But at the same time, when you have expenses that you have to account for initially, I always say that you have to pay me at least double my expenses up front if we're going to do a revenue share or anything like that. So that because this is your program and I'm not part of your organization and I don't have any guarantees in this situation because your stuff might be crap. So whatever it's going to cost me to participate in your situation, you need to pay me double. I mean, you don't say it like that, but this is how much you need to pay me up front to for me to be part of your situation, and then I'll take whatever on the back end, right? Because you're not charging the full price, but you're still giving yourself an opportunity to have to take part in the upside.
Yeah. I did work with a client who where I did all of the event stuff, and she did the like the before and the after, and she did the during. And I
Mm-hmm.
told her after it's over, we would split it 50-50. So when it was over, she's like, "Oh, my bad. I spent the money on paying the speakers, I spent the money on ads, but she didn't tell me any of this up front. I knew how much money she brought in, but she didn't want to split it with me. And I was like, dang, she got me.
But yeah, that's why I said that you have to pay me up front something, right? Because that just makes it fair. Like, because I don't have any control over what you do with the money after. You could just ghost me,
Yeah.
right? So you need to pay me upfront X amount so that I'm not so that I don't so that I'm not uh in a hole. I
Yeah.
don't want to be in a hole for your program. And
Yeah.
then I mean, I know who you're talking about, and you should have just said who they were because they were slimy on that. Sure. Because I feel like when people do things, they know what they're going to do ahead of time. And
Yeah, I
because she
mean, if you
didn't,
tell me up front with stuff, there's a possibility that we could work something out. I mean, I don't want to do everything,
right?
but I could have did some things, you know,
Yeah,
cause that just builds my portfolio.
yeah. But you don't need. But at some point, building your portfolio is not necessary. You don't have to build your portfolio anymore. You have your portfolio, your resume, your experience. There's not that many people who have any anything better than what you have as far as that goes. So you need to start making people pay you full price, and it's just time. Because
Yeah.
if you keep letting people devalue you, then shouldn't be drinking at Thomas. If you let
I
Yeah.
people
was thinking that, but
devalue
I didn't want to tell them.
Yeah.
if you let people devalue you, then they're gonna take advantage of you every time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because she knows she couldn't ask me that.
Fire clients.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's so funny. I need a bracelet that says "What will L Kersey do?" Because I have these things set up. I have these automations set up where clients can qualify themselves, and I take them on anyway. And I told myself that I was practicing talking to clients, but you can't really practice with people who are not your target audience. And they told you that in that questionnaire, those pre-qualifying questionnaires. So
because
it's funny
because
because
you have to stop devaluing yourself every time that you spend time with people who are not your, I'm gonna be real arrogant about it, not on your level,
dang,
then you are wasting your life and letting
dang.
them take advantage of you. I mean, I guess I could have said that a little bit better, but I didn't feel like it.
Thomas was saying, yeah. And I was like, no. But I get it. I get it. You know, I do, when I see people have answered the questions that signals a no for me, I do have what is that thing
You
called?
just decide you want to
Email
work with
saying that
them.
telling them this a nice no that I can't work with them, and I send them resources. I already have that set up, but I thought maybe I should talk to them. But was frustrating about it, and I know I shouldn't have took the calls. That's the one frustration, and the other is they have no idea what I'm talking about, and I really hate
But
that because you know how I'm struggling with my English.
you're not struggling with your English, you're struggling with the right audience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. My English isn't bad. I'm just talking to the wrong people.
Yes, very much.
Okay. There's one lady I talked to this week. She's like, "What do you mean before an event?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What do I mean? The
You
stuff
should
that
have went,
happens
thank
before
you
your
so
event."
much. You should have said, thank you for your time. Bye.
Yep.
See, even Tom was like, yep, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
one more. She says, "I don't need the before. I do the during very well. I need help with the conversions." And I'm like, your before and during helps with that conversion because it all works together. This is one big circle. This is one big ecosystem that works together. And she's like, huh? I was like, oh, okay. And I tried to explain, but she she was not understanding what I was saying. And I
She
was like,
wasn't
dang, this
trying
is so
to.
hard.
Not
She
your
Huh?
wasn't
audience.
trying to. She wanted you to tell her what she wanted to hear. Simple
Dang.
as that.
Okay. Well, I did tell her what I thought was the answer for what she said she wanted, more conversions. And I was like, you gotta follow up with people. You gotta talk to the people that showed up to your event. And she's like, well, I sent them the replay. And I'm like, yeah, did you ask them questions during that event about your solutions and how your solutions can help with those pain points they have? No, I sent them the replay. I'm like, well, you need to follow up with them about those pain points you talked to them about during the event. And she's like, oh, okay. She didn't want to do that.
Of
So
course
it
not.
ended. It ended.
You should have ended it in a. You should have never even talked to her, and you already
I
knew it. So
know.
we gonna say we gonna co-sign on that. You should have never talked to her in the first place.
Yeah. I mean, I knew it, but I just took the call anyway. Okay, I think we did that one already. So stacking sponsors global plus local. Level 1, global presenting party partners. Uh see, the level 2 is regional, and level 3 is local activation partners, and level 4 is digital only inventory. So more hubs equal more sponsors. Inventory. How many new sponsor categories could open if you expanded geographically? Any ideas on this?
Mm, I
Did you
don't
want
know.
any
I mean, I
sponsors
guess
when
you
you were
could.
doing this, Al?
Huh? Did I
Did
do
you
what?
want did you want any sponsors when you were doing this?
I had a few sponsors. I think that the thing that you really have to look at when you're doing stuff like this is what is it that you're looking to accomplish from doing the event, right? Because
Mhm.
you have a significant portion of what you're doing um, already in place, and it doesn't really matter where the whole point of it being virtual is it doesn't matter where the people are.
Mhm.
Okay, and then and then it also doesn't matter what you're selling as long as you have targeted the audience properly,
Mhm.
right? So what you're looking to do is maximize uh um the connectivity and the participation and of the people that are there, right? You don't want to just. I think this could kind of take you down the wrong road if you just kind of follow the anecdotal type of things, because you have to always know, like I'm always saying, you got to know your audience, which
Yeah,
is
ain't no point in
interesting.
doing it if you don't know who you're talking to.
Exactly. Or what they want or what they need, or even why you want to talk to them. I mean, they could just be bumps on a dog's booty and ain't going to do nothing, you know? So, yeah. I mean, I literally just went down this whole very crazy road about that. And and it was nerve-wracking to look at it from the perspective that I was looking at it from. So now I have very clearly, because when people used to ask me what do I do, well, the answer to that that's relative to the person who's asking is different. Even so, then I was like, so why is it different? So it was such a look, guys, I've been like struggling trying to really put this into some kind of terminology. And so now that I've figured out my my core um problem, like it's not my problem, it's the core problem of the people that I want to help. They don't even have a terminology for this problem. So all the stakeholders along the line of this process are all trying to solve the symptoms of this same problem, but they all do it differently because but based on their lens. So what I think my aha for today would be that when you have sometimes you can't separate out which audience you're trying to speak to clearly because you're not solving a big enough problem.
I can see that.
So, I mean, it took me some time to get to see the biggest problem clearly, which was why I was struggling so hard because because if somebody says, can you take care of this kind of issue? And I'm like, yeah. And then somebody else, can you take care of this kind of issue? Yeah. So it seems like I'm trying to be a jack of all trades.
Mm.
But the problem is the the problems that they're having or that they are recognizing is only a symptom that's caused by this main issue. So now when somebody says, what do you do? I can say simply that I handle this specific thing. And if they understand, and even if they don't understand what it is, I can find out which stakeholder they are and be able to speak to their pain point clearly.
Mm. Communication skills is a great magical power to have. Yep.
But also understanding too, it's not just the ability to communicate. You have to really take the time to try to understand the fullness of the situation because you can't sell to people who you don't know what they need or how you fit into whether you fit into like a little sliver of their problem, or are you trying to solve the whole problem? Are you just trying to alleviate some of the stress? Like, what's your deal? When you know what you provide, then you can find the right audience that
Yeah.
will convert easily for you.
Chris Doe would say you're jumping to the diagnosis without doing the discovery work.
Hmm.
I do that. I do that a lot. Like I'm in these business groups, people would tell me the problem, and I'm like, oh, you can fix that by doing this, 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 and this. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, you just set up a YouTube channel, you make a playlist, you do this, and then you send it to your emailers. I'm like, what? I'm like, no, it, never mind.
Yeah, because people don't understand. I mean, I think when we first talked about playlists, I was the same way. I was like, what are you talking about? And so then, I was like, okay, so let me understand what this, I don't even know if it was new at the time. I just know that YouTube wasn't my friend. And I wasn't trying to have no new friends. And so, that was this. Oh, wait, can I tell y'all something? I almost forgot. Okay, wait, let me tell you. Wait, I almost forgot. Okay. So this is so crazy. I am so sorry. I almost literally forgot. This happened yesterday, but between that time and now, so many other things have happened. But so this it took 2 years, believe it or not, for this to happen. So um I guess it was like it wasn't last year. And the reason why I'm saying it's 2 years is because it wasn't last year, I don't believe. And it could have been like maybe technically maybe a year and a half or so. But anyway, it was over a year. So Brains Magazine is like, like I would say like in the executive forum space. It's like on the same levels like Forbes and all that kind of stuff, except they do things a little differently. And it's funny because I just met the editor of Forbes last week. And so I set him up for a conversation. So I'm excited about that. But yesterday, so no, day before yesterday, I got a phone call, like just random. And usually I don't take random phone calls, but I was feeling, okay. So I talked, so this guy called and he's like, I'm calling from Brains Magazine. And I was looking at your profile or something other. And I don't know if I had a like filled out something, but anyway, so it was like a pre-interview, right? To qualify you whether or not you could even make it into Brains Magazine. Now Brains Magazine gets like probably like 2,000 applicants a month. And so obviously they can't take that many. So then a guy calls, so we set up a meeting for yesterday. So me and Larry was on there, Deanna was supposed to be there, she couldn't get in, whatever. Well, they offered me a executive contributor spot for Brains Magazine.
Are you going to take it?
I did accept it.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. I was like, oh my God, great. I mean, being a part of anything is kind of, being asked to be part of anything is special and nice. But this particular thing is something that I probably would have gone after if I wouldn't have. I don't even remember how it all happened. The magazine's amazing. I super love it. So it was like it's kind of like, remember when Ariana Huffington had the Huffington? I don't even know if the Huffington Post is still around.
Oh no.
I don't
It
know.
is. It
It
is.
is. Okay, but you remember how popular the Huffington Post was. So Brains Magazine kind of, I would say, almost works similar. I don't know. I can't remember when Ariana started hers. I used to write for her too, but I think that Ariana got her idea, or they came out similar times. But Brains Magazine has. I mean, it's not on. It's not just. I don't know what our Huffington Post is doing it right now, so I can't even say what it is. Not like comparison, but they basically. It's an honor. Let's say that, to be a writer for them. So I was excited.
Very nice.
I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to tell you guys. Cause that means, so that means like I can write about some of tears. I can write about you guys individually and how like we interact and so forth and so like that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure that's how it could go, but it's pretty great. I mean, they have like 3 million subscribers.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's international.
Woohoo. I was thinking about how you said it's nice to be asked to be a part of something. It makes me think I need to ask more people to join us. I need to reach out to more people and talk to them. And I really fell off, even though I say this every week that I fell off. But I've taken at least 3 of those audit calls this month. And I've talked to people online, but I have yet to say, if you enjoyed this conversation, join us on the virtual summit Tears. But I hopefully I'm gonna have enough discipline to do that and follow through.
But don't be getting the wrong people, because then we have to explain everything like we had to before and go through all that. And because they don't understand, they get mad. Then be lying.
Because they be lying.
No,
Yeah, I actually hate that.
Yeah, then they start lying. Not even because they be lying, they just start lying.
Yeah. I mean, I have met a lot of people. It is the internet, and they say they have these titles, and then you start talking to them about the job title, and they have no clue what you're talking about.
Showing up in a robe, talking about something.
Well, dang, I'll be very Pacific. Why don't you? Okay, back to pushing buttons. So, how many new sponsor categories could open if you expanded geographically? So we all do live streaming. We all are pretty global. Um,
I
I
mean,
am
I
not
think you
sure.
could. I mean, I guess if you wanted to be like kind of granular, what you could do is if you were gonna have, like, say where your live place is in Seattle, and you wanted to have a sponsor for the space or for the food or for whatever for the live people,
Mhm,
and have the sponsor also have the benefit of like international exposure and like the capability of being able to reach a bigger area. You could pick somewhere, like if say we were going to do it here, you could pick like um Dr. Pepper.
mhm,
Dr. Pepper's here. They can
yeah,
sponsor the local, and then they could also be part of the whole national thing because people can buy Dr. Pepper anywhere,
mhm,
or they could buy Dr. Pepper paraphernalia or whatever. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I can see that. So, like, have a local area. You just said, Dr. Pepper. I think Dr. Pepper's here in Spartanburg.
yes, it is.
Um, so have them sponsor something, have some activations with them, bring people in, and video that, and like interview the people from Dr. Pepper, interview the people um, that's putting together the event, have what speakers on whatever topic your target audience is about, interview their audience, and then put all that online, or that all that could be live streamed. Ah,
Yeah, or that
so
could
much
just be
stuff.
part of the event, like that whole, the pre-show, the whole setting up, the conversations, take a tour of the facility, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like who was the people who brought in those double wide porta potties, the fancy ones with the nice lighting?
I don't know. I ain't never seen it.
Well, they're pretty fancy. Okay, I'll go back to pushing buttons. But yeah, stuff like that would make a nice recorded in person event, even if you did have a separate host and interview all the other people. Okay. Protecting brand integrity, clear host agreements, content standards, operational standard operating procedures, and brand usage guidelines. Warning: infrastructure prevents chaos. I think that's
Mhm.
true. So everybody
Yeah,
know what's up. What would break first if you tried to scale tomorrow? Ooh.
your whole system. I
I
mean,
think that would be a true statement.
yeah, because you're gonna have way too many people trying to come into your ecosystem, and you can't support them.
Yeah. 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 I haven't
So
gotten
that's
that
why
at it yet. You hit that on the head. Thomas, were you gonna say something?
No.
Okay then. Making sure. Okay. I don't have nothing to add. I just agree with L. Um, wait, did I pass one? Okay, operational systems required, licensing criteria, communication systems, revenue tracking, sponsor coordination, event day framework. Scaling is a systems game. Which system is currently your weakest link? Um, I think I can do all of this in Hey Summit. I've never tried to. Well, I don't have a licensing criteria, so that one. Communications. Yeah, I do talk to a lot of the wrong people. Revenue tracking. I can do that in Hey Summit. Sponsor coordinations. If I ever reached out to them, I probably would have them. An event day framework. I can do that on Hey Summit. So I can do two of these on Hey Summit, and the rest I would need some work. How about you, Al?
I definitely need to update my licensing criteria. I mean, especially now that we're at the stage that we're at, and um, Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. And then also, I'm gonna say revenue tracking because there are some very critical revenue tracking metrics that I've never tracked because I've never been in this situation for financial. So I never really cared, you know. Now that the situation is going to require um, much more attention to detail in the revenue category, as well as cash flow. And then if we're going to scale, it's going to also be important because we have to be able to tell people you need to expect to spend X amount of money to get a client, and then X amount of money to service a client, and then X amount of money to um, do whatever post client situation stuff, So, like, are you going to give a wow box before they show up? Are you going to give one after? Are you going to give them swag? Like all those things, cost money.
Mm-hmm.
And typically it's like, you're just going to, because you want to do it, you're finding that this is an investment that you're willing to make. But at the same time, once it starts to scale, those $100 worth of stickers or tags or whatever becomes thousands of dollars. You need to be able to account for that and pay attention to that. So there's a lot of little details that change when you're scaling. And I don't think, and, people always think that it's like revenue or maybe income or however you look at it. And they're like, I want to be a six-figure company. I want to be a six-figure company. I mean, I'm already a six-figure company, but I want to. So,
I was about to say that doesn't sound like $1 billion, but go ahead.
but okay, so say you're a six-figure company. What is your profit at the end of the year? I mean, if it's only $6, that's not good, you
Yeah.
know? So, I mean, well, it depends. That also depends. So let's not say that's not good, but it depends, right? But my point is, you want to, just because you're bringing in six figures doesn't mean that you're profitable. It doesn't mean that you're doing well. Because if you only bring in six figures and you selling Maseratis, or I mean, not Maserati, well, yeah, Maseratis, or I was thinking Lamborghinis. If you're bringing in Lamborghinis, if you're selling Lamborghinis and you're only selling six figures, that means that you didn't sell one Lamborghini.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
Or you might have sold one Lamborghini, maybe. But you know what I'm saying? Because I figure more people buy Lamborghini accessories than Lamborghinis themselves.
Oh.
So if you made only like a low six figure, then you didn't sell a Lamborghini. I don't know how much they cost, but I know it's like six figures.
Understand. Thomas, do you want to get in on this? This license criteria, this
Well,
communication system?
licensing criteria, I have none.
Weren't you what was that? You were working with a college. Didn't they want your training program or something like that?
Yeah, well, yeah, but um, one to one of so licensing criteria, no. So
Okay. Like in the state of California also wanted your program, but You wanted them to pay you for it, and they said they didn't want to, something like that too.
Uh, yes, yes and no. So, um,
I was gonna say, I see there could be possibilities of licensing opportunities, but I don't know how they work either.
yeah, licensing criteria, you know, uh, I I hadn't considered it. So,
Okay, no worries.
Okay,
Now that
Thomas,
I
now you gotta think about it.
yeah, I really feel like he has some licensing opportunities that could come up or
Yeah.
possibly have came up, but I don't know if you want to actually work with them. I know sometimes you weren't too happy with the government of partnerships.
You could just be the water guy and just go around telling people about water.
That's what they wanted from them. They wanted
Yeah,
just
just go
knowledge
around
about
telling
that.
people because people want to know, Thomas. I mean, you can dumb it down for the general public, but I'm just saying people want to know because the water right now is crazy,
Yeah,
and you don't really know what you're getting. And I
yeah.
swear, the water that come out the tap ain't water; it's something else.
well,
That here is definitely chlorine.
yeah, I think chlorine. Yeah. Um, but it's a profit. So, yeah,
Yeah, people will pay you
Boo.
to come talk to the people about water, especially like those different conservation groups and the people who like there's all these people who have like those Nikan machines and Berkeys and all that kind of stuff. You can go explain to them like, look, this does this, but it's not the end all to be all. You need
Yeah.
something else.
what
Oh,
what's a yes, but uh, profit.
Yeah,
So
I mean, people get paid thousands of dollars to come speak.
it's true.
Yeah, I mean, you
Oh,
could just you
no.
get conferences. They got all kind of specialty conferences you could go talk
yeah,
at.
Thomas, I told you I wanted to be a land developer. You told me not to do it because they're not great people. But I saw the city of Union was offering money to develop what are those things called? My husband calls it a swamp, but that's not what it's called. A wetland. But you had to get rid of the water. And I'm like, how do you get rid of water? I'm like, this is a Thomas question, but I really wanted that project. They wanted someone to build an amphitheater on top of that wetland. And I'm like, this sounds like a lot of money. And on top of them paying you, you would get a grant from what's that place called? Appalachia. And I'm like, dang, I don't know how to get rid of water. But
But why
that
do
was
you
a
have to
while
get
ago.
rid of the water? Why can't you just build it over top of the water like they do in other like people pay a lot of money to go to the oh what's that place where you in Bali and different stuff where you get to stay in those huts that are stilted over the water? Why couldn't you do that and then keep the water so that the wildlife and stuff could be fine? I mean, you might get a lot of mosquitoes and stuff,
Yeah,
but
that's what I was thinking. Wetlands means mosquitoes.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
no, yeah, water utilities. Uh, my specialty. So I stick with the specialty. So and
Well, Thomas,
uh,
I say you expand
We could have been
your
land developers,
horizons.
Thomas.
yeah,
Expand your horizons, sir. Okay, you guys,
I,
I'm so sorry I have to go. I have a meeting. I love y'all so much, and I
yeah,
will see y'all next week. Thomas, what were
okay.
you saying?
Oh, never mind. So
All right. Well, I would love you to see you expand your horizons because I think that the everyday people would love to hear what you have to say.
well, yeah, but the profit, the the small water utilities is um, you know
Mhm.
up to here. So um,
Okay. You
the
busy.
expanding, no, no. So
I didn't say you had to do it. I just said I would love to see it. But I also
Yeah.
know that you got some goats and bees and stuff to take care of. Are we getting some honey this year?
Ooh, good question.
What's that?
Are we getting some honey this year?
Um, well, maybe. So,
Okay, you don't got to give it
right,
to
3
everybody like
hives.
you did.
Yeah.
You don't have to give it to everybody like you did last year. You could just get
Yeah.
me and Eric or something. We'd be
Yeah.
all right.
Right. Right.
All right, bye,
All
y'all.
right.
Have a
great
good day, Elle.
Thanks, y'all too.
All right. So our next one, designing your I can't say it. Distributed revenue model, core flagship event, target number of hubs, revenue split strategy, sponsor stacking plan, central brand control. I got to tell you, Thomas, I don't have the answer to any of these, but it seemed like it would be really nice to have. I would like to work with Tropical Grill. It'd be nice to work with all of them in my area. Greenville, I'm sorry, let me start with Spartanburg because I'm in Spartanburg. Next county over with the nearest one. Or maybe I could make a list of all the ones that's happening in Spartanburg to see how many people I can come. Because, all of the buildings have like occupancy numbers that they can't be filled too much. So,
Well,
huh?
uh, so, the event at Tropical Grill, yeah, the event, the Tropical Grill events or event space. So,
Yeah, I want to use the Tropical Grill restaurant as my event space.
oh, okay. So,
I also
well,
want them to be a partner.
okay.
I want them to have the activations like maybe just board games, tic-tac-toe or something like that. And they win prizes from Tropical Grill.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Sponsor stacking plan. I don't understand.
So let's say that not only do I have Tropical Grill as one of my sponsors, but somebody else could be in on it too that has something to do with either whatever my target. Let's say my target audience is event professionals. So not only am I going to have Tropical Grill as the venue, I might have some insurance people to talk about in-person event insurance. I might have the fire marshal to talk about the occupancy and how that's important or something like that. Something that would fit well together with an in-person event, talking to event professionals. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm guessing it could be a lot better.
What's the event?
I would have to gear towards my target audience, and let's say my target audience is fellow event professionals. It would have to be something that we would all have a pain point for, that Tropical Grill and all of these other speakers could fix or at least have a solution to.
The professionals, the professionals, Tropical Grill, and the event professionals, Tropical Grill, the event professionals attend. So,
yep. Okay, so
how many?
I would like to find out who the occupancy. I would like to find out what's the occupancy level, and then try to reach that goal.
Well, Yes, and but uh, but how many? So,
Okay, let me ask my phone. I'm gonna give you a real answer. I don't know if it can tell me, but I'm gonna ask it. What is the occupancy of Tropical Grill on Reedville Road?
but can you fill it? So,
So there, I can bring in 128 people at max. So I would.
but can you fill it? So, event professionals, um, uh, can you fill it? So,
Oh, that's what the before part of the event I would have to work on. Reaching out to my target audience. I do like DMing people. Somebody keeps calling me from this number. I have no idea who that is. Um, Reach out to my target audience. I like LinkedIn, but I do know I've gotten paid from Facebook and I've gotten scammed from LinkedIn. But I would most likely DM them and it's like, hey, we're meeting here. We're talking about this topic and we're going to have food, drinks, and merriment, whatever.
well, yes, but how many? Um, um, the how many? Uh, uh, the number. So,
Um, like if I reached out to 1,000 people, the supposedly I'll be able to bring in 100. So
right.
I'm talking to 1,000 plus of my target audience, telling them about this event meetup. And out of that 1,000 plus, I am supposed to get 100 out of it.
Okay. But um, a factual uh, uh, factual um, event planners, a actual event planners, uh, how many um, how many um, how many are there? So,
Oh, so in my LinkedIn connections, so I'll go to LinkedIn, go to the search bar, type in event professionals. It'll give me a list of my first connections, and then I'll narrow it down by the people who live in South Carolina, and I'll just reach out to them. So I know I got over 100, and in just that place I can find them to reach out to DM them.
well, the tropical grill, though, uh, you know, so um, LinkedIn, all the way across the country,
Mhm.
that's um, right, and um, how many um, locally? So,
Yeah. I was just using this as an example. I actually don't know. So I'm going to ask my phone again. How many tropical grills are there in Spartanburg County? I thought there was at least 3. It does not tell me the answer. But say, oh wait, okay. So Simpsonville is in Greenville, so that doesn't count. Travelers Rest is also in Greenville. Verde Boulevard is also in Greenville. Wade Hampton is also in Greenville. Woodruff Road, Greenville. So it's not telling me the answer. It's telling me the next county over, but in my head, I know 3 of them.
okay, but a to get to 1,000 and uh, 100,000 to 100, the um, four no how many were um, how many were events? Well, no, yeah, kind of
Like if I was to try this out in real life, I would start with one. And if it worked out with that one, I could move on to two. I would just add one at a time. But this model that we're talking about is asking us to reach out to many and not just in one state, like
right.
across wherever we are in the world. So that's why it's asking us to have a license to licensing or agreement to so people could use our ideas and use them in other places.
Well, I'm not sure what the Tropical Grill.
It's a restaurant.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's a lot of rice. A lot of rice. And you put stuff on top of the rice. Chicken, steak. They give you sauces for it. They give you pico de gallo. You know, pico de gallo makes everything
Yep,
better.
yep.
And they have these smash burgers with, of course, pico de gallo on it, and those sauces they have for those rice bowls. That's mostly it. It's very simple. It's like maybe 4 or 5 ingredients, and they run a whole restaurant on it. So they keep it real simple.
Well, the Tropical Grill may not be the best um, spot unless local event sponsors, but um, 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 restaurants, hotels, um, the criteria for speaking is hotels and conference centers. So as it's the space yeah. So I mean, it really is as right. So
No worries. No, I was sharing the whole time. I meant to take that off, but it's okay. Digital transformation and data unification. Current distributed infrastructure next month, April 2026. Strategy, single customer view, integration platform plus CRM plus automation, metrics, true return on investment, attribution, assignment, draft your disputed. Go ahead. Well, draft your distributed revenue model before next session. I might actually do that. I might actually follow through that. And this is the last slide talking about what's coming up in April. What did you think about that, Thomas?
okay. I somehow okay. I met lost the sound. So
Oh, I can hear you. see. Microphone check. Microphone check.
No, yeah, I I gained it back. So
Woohoo! Well, you got any thoughts on this session? Would you actually do it?
no,
You know, when you went to those conferences with your Pelican case, I thought that was so spiffy, and I thought Pelican could be like one of your sponsors, like all of the equipment you use for the setup. They could all have been your sponsors.
yeah, but I'm not going to conferences. Well, now, but fewer conferences.
Understood. Yeah, I might start going because I haven't been. Well,
Okay.
Thomas, I'm gonna say thanks for coming, and I'm gonna go ahead and let you go because it's almost 11:30.
Yep. Yep. The speech therapist will be here. So
It's nice you got one coming to you.
yes, and 2 days a week. So
Nice.
and yeah,
We couldn't get one to visit in a hospital once a week. They all
really,
cancel on us.
yeah. Well, all right. So I'll I will see you sometime or so see you next Friday.
Woohoo! Looking forward to it.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I